So, you get a taste for Vimos MS and now you want to know even more. But in this training, I assume that you already know how to edit the structure of the start page, which I have covered in the start page video tutorial. If you have multi-sites, I also assume that you know how to edit the content on your different multi-sites. Otherwise, we are now going to continue with content editing. So in this tutorial, we are going to look how we can edit the content of static CMS blocks. For example, we are going to see how we can change these blocks. We are going to add more images. We are going to add links to these blocks. We are going to format the text. We're even going to embed videos into the page. But we're also going to see how we can edit other CMS blocks that are not part of this structure. For example, the ones that we have in the footer, or if I would go into a category page, we can also see here that we have a couple of more CMS blocks in the left column, but also in the main content area. So we are going to change this as well. Now, if I go back to the start page, I'm going to enable editing mode, and I'm going to do this the quick way without going to Magento admin. And the first thing that I'm going to look into is how I can enable the editor for the content. And there are three ways. The first way is to click the edit button. This brings up the new updated content editor. The other way is simply to hover a static CMS block, and wherever we see that we have a pencil editing icon, I can click this one to bring back the content editor. And the last way, my favorite way, is simply to hover and double click whatever you want to change. So in this case, I'm going to add a URL to deals here, and I'm simply going to click the link icon here, and I'm going to add the URL for this category. And here I have this sale category, so I'm going to type sale and then type, actually in this case I have .html in my categories, so I actually need to add sale.html. And now if I save this, I can now see that if I click this URL, it will take me now to this page. And you can see here that I only copied this part of the URL. I did not copy with /sale.html, and I did not copy the entire URL either. And the reason for this is because if I only copy this section and I go to the start page, including the store code for my US language that I have in this case, you might not have it. But if I open back the editor mode here, if I edit this URL again, like this, if I only add sale.html without /, what it's going to do is that it's only going to add that to the URL. If I would have another URL, for example, /blog, which in this case takes me to this page, I could then copy this URL or this URL key. So let's see what happens if I do this instead. So now I have /blog, and I will save this content. And now if I close this tab and this one, if I now click this, it's going to take me to this URL. And another example, if I would link to another page, for example, naturkompaniet.se, if I copy the entire URL like this, and I go back here, I could also add the URL like this. So here in this case I have HTTP and I have the entire domain. And if I now save this and click deals again, it will take me to this external page. Alright, so now we know how to add links. I'm also going to show you how we can move things around. So in this example, I'm going to add a new row. So I'm going to edit the structure, and I'm going to add two more static blocks like this, and I'm going to move them up here. So I have that one, and then I have this one. I'm going to make them a little bit bigger, like this, and save the structure. So I'm now going to start by uploading a picture to this one, and I will do so by clicking this media browser icon. Clicking this brings me up all of my uploaded pictures that I have here. If I would want, I could upload more pictures by clicking the Choose Files button and selecting my images like this, and then click Open. But now I already have them here in the bottom, so I'm going to choose one of my existing images. In this case, I'm simply going to choose this one. And now you see that I can move this image around and place it wherever I want. So by clicking the image, dragging it, I will see where I can add it. So if I add it here, it will be displayed here. And if I want to move it above this text row, I will now leave it there. I could now add a new heading here, for example, either a heading 1 or a heading 2. And in this case, I'm going to type eat healthy, I can't spell, and stay sharp. I'm also going to align this to the middle and have it like this. I might actually want to have a video here instead of this image. So I'm simply going to click the trash button and remove the image. And I'm instead going to embed. So I'm going to click the embed video icon, and I'm going to embed this Vimeo URL. It could have been a YouTube URL as well. And I will now insert this into here. And I'm then going to save this. Another way of embedding a video is by using a widget. So in this case, I'm going to edit the structure, and I'm going to remove this static block that we have just created. And I'm instead going to add a video widget. And here, the same way, I can here enter a URL. So I'm going to use a YouTube URL for this example, and I will paste it in here. And I will make this a little bit bigger, and I'm going to switch places between these blocks. So now if I save the structure, it looks like this. I'm still not quite happy. Actually, in this case, I want to have a heading above this static block, above this video widget. So I'm going to edit the structure again. So I'm going to press this button, and I'm going to add one more static block. Then I'm going to add this one just above the YouTube video. So now I can change the content of this. So I'm going to remove this first row of the static block, and this I'm going to change to heading 2, and I'm going to type Naturkompaniet goes wild. And I'm also going to align this to the middle. Saving the structure looks like this, and now I actually want to format this block. So if I double click this text, I want to show you one more thing, and that is that I can here always click at the bottom left this code. So here we see that here we have this code section, and this in this case is a paragraph. If I double click the heading, we see that it changes to a heading 2. And if I click this, I can here add my own classes to my objects. And this is a little bit more of an advanced course, but if you want, you could add something for something like, I don't know, test and trigger value. This is just so that you get a feeling how I can add HTML values to my tags. Now if I look to show, no, sorry, not that one. I'm going to go back to a heading 2, like this, and align this again to the middle. This is the one that I want to click. So I'm going to add this one back because I reverted it, and I'm going to add a trigger value here, and then apply this. Now if I save this, and I inspect the element, again this is a little bit more of an advanced course, we see now that my heading 2 tag has a test attribute with this value in it. But again, this is something that you might not even need to do. So I'm going to close this one, and I'm going to clean up this mess that I have here. So I'm going to copy the URL of this YouTube iframe, which I actually don't have anymore. Why, I don't know. Nevertheless, I want to remove it anyway, because I just want to have the heading like we have for the YouTube video. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to edit the structure so that we can add another video widget into the page. And now I need to go back to, I'm actually just going to copy just a random video from here and going to add it here. And I know that this is just a heading, so I can make it smaller. And now if I save the structure, we should see that we have a heading on above both videos. So now the user can simply play the video from your page, and they can make it bigger, of course, and they can even go and watch the video in YouTube. So that was it, what I wanted to show you, what you can do with the content editor. And remember, there are 3 ways to enable the content editor, either by clicking the edit button like I just did, or by clicking the edit pencil, or by double clicking the section that you want to edit. And if you go to another page, for example a category page like we have here, if I want to edit this section, I can do the same here. So here I could add another link, let's call it blog, and again I can just add a link like I did before. So I will simply add /blog, and if I would want, I could change this text to maybe be 15% off. And then if I save this and I reload the page, we see that it has my updated text here, and I even have my link here as well. Thank you for watching, and see you soon again. Bye bye!